Superstitions seem to be ingrained in modern society, with weird quirks and beliefs being passed down from grandparents to parents to us. For example, my mum taught me to always throw a pinch of spilled salt over my left shoulder, and to this day I will always do it. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary superstitions from around the world. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, always God bless a sneeze. Have you ever thought about why we say bless you when somebody sneezes? I mean, from what we've been told, it dates back to the plague. When people would say God bless you when someone sneezed, this was because it meant that they likely had the plague. However, there may be another reason for this as well. Now, it is the polite thing to do, yes, but in many cultures it is considered good luck to say bless you after a sneeze, with it being largely tied to the belief that sneezes expel evil spirits. However, like I stated before, this is in turn tied to the plague, with symptoms beginning with chronic sneezing, which was very quickly followed by death. So of course this would lead to the belief that sneezing was the work of the devil, and would result in your untimely death, unless of course you blessed the sneeze. Pope Gregory the Great back in the 6th century AD urged people to pray for the sick, and ordered that responses to sneezes such as "may you enjoy good health" be replaced with "God bless you." The Pope also urged that if someone sneezed and no one was around, that they should say a prayer for themselves just in case. Coming in at number 4, spilling salt. One of the biggest superstitions in Western culture is that spilling salt is an evil omen. Why is this? It is said that the European belief in bad luck that comes from spilling salt dates back many years to ancient Rome, and maybe even before then. Around 3500 BC, the ancient Sumerians first took to ridding themselves of bad luck of spilled salt by throwing a pinch of it over their left shoulders. I mean, I still do this to this day, like I said. Jumping forward, the 1556 hieroglyphic of Pier Valeriano Bolzani reports that, I quote, "Salt was formerly a symbol of friendship because of its lasting quality, for it makes substances more compact and preserves them for a long time. Hence, it was usually presented to guests before other food to signify the abiding strength of friendship. Wherefore, many consider it ominous to spill salt on the table, and on the other hand propitious to spill wine, especially if unmixed with water. According to Charles Nodier, the act of spilling salt indicates among them the refusal of protection and hospitality from such strangers, as they may have reason to suspect are thieves and murderers. This in turn led to the misconception that due to salt being such a valuable item, Roman soldiers paid in it. The superstition ultimately reflects how much people prize salt and how highly we value it." It's odd, I know. I really don't understand anything I just said. Coming in at number 3, breaking a mirror. Like our next number, breaking a mirror is perhaps one of the more popular superstitions out there in the world. For example, many people who accidentally break a mirror will quickly declare that's 7 years of bad luck. But why is that? Why do we consider the breaking of a mirror to be such bad luck? Well, this may be due to the fact that in mythology and superstition, many believe the mirror to be a representation of the soul, with the number 7 being associated with ominous events. Now, like I said, the reasoning why breaking a mirror is bad is because a mirror is supposed to be not just the reflection of our physical appearance, but also the representation of our soul, which is instantly damaged when the mirror breaks. Now, many tie the amount of bad luck brought on by breaking a mirror to the Romans, who were said to have believed that life renewed itself every 7 years, and damaging a mirror was essentially damaging one's health, and would bring about unfortunate events that would not be righted until 7 years had passed. Now, with many superstitions, people believe there are ways to reverse the bad luck. For example, immediately spinning around 3 times in a counterclockwise direction, grinding the mirror shards into a fine powder, gather broken pieces and submerge them into water, or use flames to burn or blacken the mirror fragments and then bury them a year later. Coming in at number 2, don't walk under ladders. If you're superstitious, you might find that walking around outside is incredibly dangerous for you, from potentially crossing the path of a black cat, or even stepping on a crack in the pavement. You might find the outside world way too stressful. Another stressor may in fact be ladders, which is likely the most common superstition on our entire list. Many believe that walking under a ladder is unlucky, resulting in misfortune being brought on themselves or their loved ones. First and foremost, walking under a ladder is incredibly dangerous, superstition or not. You don't want to risk something falling on you from above as someone is working, nor do you want to risk accidentally knocking the ladder down if someone is up it. This superstition is said to originate around 5,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. It is said that a ladder leaning against a wall forms a triangle, and this is regarded as a sacred shape for Egyptians. To them, triangles represent the trinity of the gods, and to pass through a triangle is to desecrate them. Jumping forward to the 1600s, in England, criminals were forced to walk under a ladder on their way to the gallows, I guess as a way to assure there would be no redemption for them in the afterlife. I guess all in all, let's just steer clear of ladders. That's all I have to say about that. finally, coming in at number 1, we have the number 13. Throughout many cultures and regions, the number 13 is considered to be an unlucky number. At the end of the Mayan calendar's 13th Bacton was superstitiously feared as a harbinger of the apocalyptic 2012 phenomenon. However, as we know, that never happened, because we're all here and we're all alive and the Earth is still here, unfortunately. There is actually a name associated with those who fear the number 13, and it's called triskaidekaphobia. This typically sums up those who seek to avoid bad luck by keeping away from anything numbered or labelled 13. This fear has actually become so common that many companies and manufacturers use different ways of numbering to avoid using it. It is also widely known that hotels or tall buildings will remove the 13th floor altogether, with it being associated with bad luck. Now, there are a handful of theories as to why 13 is considered to be so unlucky, and here are just a few examples. The Knights Templar. On Friday, October 13, 1307, King Philip IV of France ordered the arrest of the Knights Templar, with most of the knights being tortured or killed. At Jesus' Last Supper, there were 13 people at the table, including Jesus and the 12 apostles. Some believe this is unlucky simply because of one of the 13, Judas, the betrayer of Jesus. Many English sources dating back to the 1890s relate the lucky 13 to the idea that Judas was the 13th guest and the last one to sit at the table. He was the one to betray Christ. And finally, in a tarot card deck, the card 13 is the card of death, usually picturing the pale horse with its rider. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? With any superstitions that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, top 5 scary horror games with no way to fight back. Jack Hero said, what about Dead by Daylight? All you do is repair generators and run away from the killer. That's so true, you can't fight back at all. I also used to be obsessed with that game. I invested so much money, more than $100. I still invest money. It's a problem, it might be an addiction. Justin Hero said put Visage on the next list. I haven't played Visage. I have spoken about it a lot though. I just haven't played it yet. I've heard it's supposed to be great. Maxwell Kemp said, hello Queen Lucy, my first time leaving a comment. Been watching the channel since April and love all the content. Would love a big shout out to me and my paranormal team. Past is present, Paranormal Society. Thanks Queen Lucy. That's actually really cool that you've got Paranormal Society. Can I join? Actually, I'm alright. I don't want to join. Nylathotep Live said, Lucy, I have to disagree with you. About what? This is such a vague comment. About the whole list? If you disagree, that's on you. Sorry. Sensi Rochi said, you guys should do more videos based on games. I would love to. I actually used to be on Top 10 Gaming. Until I got removed. The shade. Jer Cabardo said, more horror games, less romance games. No one's here for romance games. Who plays romance games? It's all about horror games. All about horror games. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later. Hieroglyphic of Pier Valeriano Bolzani. Valeriano. Hieroglyphic. Valeriano. Stop saying Valerino. Valeriano. Jumping. And it's called, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it because I can't say it. Triskaidekaphobia. There's 2 Ks. Triskaidekaphobia. Okay, Triskaidekaphobia.